Back at the sheep range today, and we're going to take Alamo Road and just check some timings, see how long it takes to get a mountain bike over to the trailhead for Sheep Peak and possibly Hayward Peak. As you can see, if we were to try to climb today, we'd be into snow. This is the, what is it, third Saturday in March of 2021. And we're just taking a 360-degree view here. There you can see the La Madre Mountains Wilderness. And La Madre Mountain, the high point in the center. And then panning around to the Mount Charleston Wilderness. And we'll see that better a little later, but on the left, there's Griffith Peak. And on the right, Mummy Mountain. I'm not sure that Mount Charleston is visible, or Charleston Peak is actually visible at this point. And then panning around, here's the Desert National Wildlife Refuge headquarters off of Corn Creek Road, exit on 95 North. Here's the beast, and we're going to take the mountain bike that's racked on the back. And then again, here's the sheep range. This is not a day, I think, to do a lot of climbing, but it is a good day to just check out distances on Alamo Road. We'll be going a headwind on the way, and then on the way back, hopefully the wind doesn't change so that I get a good tailwind. And there you're looking at Gas Peak in the morning sun. Okay, let's get going. Because I got the entire sheep range to myself today, I guess I can take a little time to talk about my mountain bike and how I've arranged it at this point after some experience, about 6 months. And you can see I have my hiking poles, my yucca poles, attached to the bike. I've got a seat that has super spring action. I've taken the handlebars and I've wrapped them in, just given them some cushioning, because the front part of the bike definitely gets a lot of jarring. And in order to minimize that jarring, in addition, I have double gloves on my hands, and a wrist guard helps a lot. And then since it's around 31 degrees, I'm covering that with a fleece glove. And I've got a tire patch kit on the back. Added a back rack to the bike. And what else here? You can see bungee cords around that back rack. I connect my, keep the phone there for quick use. Water bottle, and then if you look closely here, you can see on the pedals there are toe clips. There we go. I'm not a biker, but I think that's what they're called. Anyway, that enables me to, I put my toe in there, and it gives me some lift power, so it increases the use of my muscles and the forward thrust. So that's pretty much it. Oh, the tires. Yes, I've got some very good tires, but then I I got some very thick, super thick tubes, and then I also put a tube guard in there around the tubes so that they are as impervious to puncture as possible. Of course, I have the tire kit, and I have a little wrench on the back because the little wrenches that they put in these tire kits, these bicycle kits, are so flimsy. I actually have a small crescent wrench that I've connected to the back by a bungee cord. And anyway, yeah, if for some unknown reason I do get a puncture on these tires, I can change the tire. So that's pretty much the setup that I've got here. So let's get going, and we're going to head down Alamo Road. And as you can see on the Alamo Road, the left side of this sign, we'll be passing Joe May Road. There's a canyon up there, which a split off road. We could take that at some point, not today though. Cow Camp Road is the road that I want to reach, because once we get to the Cow Camp Road, then we take that road for maybe 2 miles up into the trailhead for Sheep Peak. Now, on the other hand, we may go to Hidden Forest Road, which would be the trailhead for Hayward Peak. But just want to see how long it takes to get out to Cow Camp Road and possibly Hidden Forest Road today. I'm not sure I want to be climbing up in the on the peaks today. Just a lot of snow. I could have brought my track spikes and gone for it, but today I just want to check out distances and times. So here we go, up Alamo Road. I've gone about 3.5 miles on Alamo Road, just past Joe May Road, and we're making about 10-minute miles on this road. So it's nothing to be excited about, but we're moving along. There's Mount Charleston Wilderness. And here's the beast resting. This is the stretch of road I just came up. Looking over at Gas Peak. And then panning over to the left, and we see the expanse of the Sheep Range in front of us. And we're going to go around the far corner on the left, and that's where we hit our next road. And here's the direction we're headed. And onward. Wow, 12 miles to Cow Camp Road, and that took me about 1 hour and 40 minutes on this road. The last part got a little steep, and the gravel got a little deep. I had to walk a bit, but here we are, the north side of the Sheep Range. We've made a turn here. There you can see the, well, let's see, La Madre Mountain Wilderness. And then over in this direction, the Mount Charleston Wilderness. Having fun with my zoom here. Okay, and then just doing a 360 degree view, this is what the north side of the Sheep Range looks like. If you continue on this road ahead, you'll head toward Hidden Valley Road and Sheep Pass. But what we're going to do, I'm just tired of riding the bike. I need a change. So what I'm going to do is start hike running up Cow Camp Road. And let's just take a look at what things look like at the trailhead. It looks like we're going to run into some snow up there, but at least let's just take a look and see what the world looks like up there at that trailhead. I was thinking I might continue on to Hidden Valley Road, but another couple hours of, or an hour and a half of steady bike riding is just, I need a break. So we're going to head up Cow Camp Road, and we'll end up right in this area and navigating around through those hills, and then find a trailhead and just see what the conditions are up there. Okay, here we go. I've ditched my bike. This time I'm sure I can find it on the way back. I lost my bike on Mount Wilson once by ditching it and then not being able to locate it. It took me an extra half hour combing the desert. But anyway, I'm pretty sure I can find it. So here we are. Again, we are heading up to these hills, up Cow Camp Road. Here we go. Okay, so I'm heading across the desert with the intention of angling over to Cow Camp Road, and I can't see Cow Camp Road anywhere. However, what I'm doing is creating a couple points of reference, and there's one point, the northern tip of the Sheep Range, and I believe Cow Camp Road's going to go through a canyon up there, and then we circle around. Beautiful, totally peaceful desert area here. And there I can see the La Madre Mountain wilderness area. La Madre Mountain, the high point in the center. And then moving around this direction, there's Mummy Mountain. Right in the center there, in the Mount Charleston wilderness. And then here's another important point of reference. See those two snow-capped hills? The one on the right is the point of reference I'm going to shoot for on the way back, and I can even see Cow Camp Road down there. And I know that where Cow Camp Road intersects Alamo Road is where my bike is. So it just helps to know where you are. And then continuing around the 360-degree view. And the cool thing about this is that since I'm just taking off across the open desert, where I am walking here is very likely a place very few, maybe even no one, has walked before. So who knows what we're going to find. There's always that thought that some amazing discovery could happen when you're walking an area or running an area where there's no human passage. So anyway, yeah, hoping to connect with Cow Camp Road somewhere between where I am now and those canyons. It kind of shows you how once you get out, even in an open desert where, everything's flat. Well, not entirely flat, but because there is an angle of ascent here, but where everything is wide open and you can see forever. Even in a situation like this, you could get lost. And today we're looking at between 40 and 50 degrees up at this altitude. We're at about 3,900 feet. Imagine if you were in the summer and it was 110 degrees, which it would very likely be during July in this very spot. You don't want to get lost. You want to always have points of reference, because getting lost out here on one of those hot days could really be a fatal situation. So anyway, here we are, wherever this is, heading up toward the trailhead for Sheep Peak. And we don't know how far we're going to get because the trail's likely obliterated by the snow, and I haven't been on that trail before. But if I can at least find the trailhead and just see how long it took me to get there, that'll give me a gauge for making this trip and making it to the summit of Sheep Peak. And Sheep Peak has got to be one of those high points up there. Sheep Peak would be one of the highest. Hayford Peak would be the highest. And those are the high points in the Sheep Range. One of these days, what I'd like to do is go up Sheep Peak and just ferry my bike over to the top of that and then go down the other side. There's a trail that ends up on Mormon Well Road, and then do this grand circuit. But I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but it's always a thought. Definitely it's possible to make that circuit, but to do it in one day during daylight, that's asking a lot. Okay, here we go. Continuing up through the open desert, and still no Cow Camp Road, but I'm guessing that if there is a Cow Camp Road up here, that it's going to go right through this canyon up ahead. So I'm heading toward that canyon, and I would almost bet that I'm going to cross Cow Camp Road before that canyon. So here is the 360-degree view as we close in on the northern edge of the Sheep Range. And then looking down across to the Charleston Wilderness. And here's an interesting feature. If you see a road up there that seems to go straight up toward Mummy Mountain, that would be Lee Canyon Road. And then if you look even closer up near the top of that road, you're looking at right into the Lee Canyon ski area. So just a little bit of perspective. And then if I don't find Cow Camp Road and I need to get back to where I left my bike, I will shoot toward the smaller of these two snow hills, the one on the right and the end of that that little ridge. And at some point I'll hit Alamo Road before I get to the ridge. And here's continuing the 360-degree view. It is amazing out here. Totally peaceful. I would guess that nobody has stood on this exact spot, perhaps ever before. Definitely not in recent history. Okay, here we go. Logic said that if there is an approach to Sheep Peak and Cow Camp Road goes to that trailhead, that I'd eventually connect with it. And here it is. And I was looking at canyons along the northern edge of the Sheep Range, and it looked like this canyon was the best promise for an approach canyon. And very often when you think in those terms, how would you approach an area, you'll find that you reconnect with a trail or a road along the way. So anyway, let's do a 360-degree view. We're at the very northern tip of the Sheep Range. And there you're looking at the open desert. And here, again, Mummy Mountain. And you can see the road on that's going up toward the left edge of Mummy Mountain. That's Lee Canyon Road. And then continuing on around, here are our points of reference. We headed across this open desert. Took about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour to get here from Alamo Road, just heading straight across the desert. Cow Camp Road, going back down, and I'll probably run this on the way back. It looks good enough for a bike. It seems very firm, no loose gravel, so maybe next time I come I'll take the bike all the way up. I was not expecting Cow Camp Road to be so firm. And there we're looking toward Sheep Pass, between those two areas there, two ridges. And then once again around to Upper Cow Camp Road. So let's continue on up and check out the trailhead for Sheep Peak. A better look at Upper Cow Camp Road and the canyon here. And as you look at the ridge system, the upper ridge system, that I believe is going to lead to Sheep Peak. And so I'll be looking at potential routes up to Sheep Peak. And then 360-degree view. We're a little ways up into the canyon now. And we look back down Cow Camp Road. And you can see around us, snow already. We are at about 4,400 feet. And so I'm estimating that by the time we hit 5,000 feet, we'd definitely be walking in snow, at least by that point. Okay, here we go. Going up Cow Camp Road. You can see the snow is starting to collect here. So we'll be walking in snow soon, but just wanted to show you where we are, and especially up here right at this point, looks like there's a little campground. So you bring your four-wheel drive up to this point. In fact, as I've been looking at roads, at the approach here, I'm seeing no high center areas. You could almost do a two-wheel drive here. Not sure I'd do it, but you could, maybe. anyway, you can see little camp spots around. Of course, you got to look carefully, but there are little brown containers. I guess those are for leaving a fee. Who knows? But it does look like this is an area where you could camp, and you could then go up Sheep Peak and Hayford Peak and just the top area of the Sheep Range. There's a couple more little camping spot markers. So anyway, yep, we're closing in on the upper end of Cow Camp Road. Let's continue on, see what we can find out here. Bend in Cow Camp Road. Now I can begin to see the angle of the Sheep Range, the angle of ascent, and it would be to the right and then up in this direction, and then up to one of the high points. There's a high point that could be Sheep Peak. And I'm predicting that's probably close to, well, maybe a little over 5,000 feet in elevation above where we are standing right now. And then looking around, finishing the 360-degree view. Here's Cow Camp Road and the canyon we just ascended. So let's continue on up this road and see where a trailhead might be. And I believe we're looking at 5 to 8 miles and around 5,000 feet elevation gain. Not sure, but if you were to bring a four-wheel drive vehicle up here to the trailhead, you'd probably be looking at about 8 miles and 5,000 feet elevation gain. We'll double check that when we get back. Well, it seems logical that we're closing in on the end of Cow Camp Road, and I would imagine that there is a canyon right up in this area. I don't think that it would go circle around and go down around that edge down there. So I'm thinking that it's got to end somewhere right in this area. We'll see. It's fun to predict and see if your prediction actually comes about. It's part of just learning how to navigate in the wilderness is to be able to predict where things are. And then as we do a 360-degree view, you see we're definitely in the snow now. It's closing in on 5,000 feet. We're not there yet. There's looking straight toward the Mount Charleston Wilderness. And unfortunately, we have a lot of clouds today. So this isn't the best picture day ever. But that's why we're on a road instead of just navigating through the mountains at this point. And you can see as you look ahead at the Sheep Range up there that clouds are closing in at the higher elevations. So we probably don't want to be up there today. Wouldn't be a whole lot to see, but it's good to scope out Cow Camp Road and the approach to the trailhead for Sheep Peak. So let's continue on. Let's find that trailhead. Okay, in the realm of what is this, looks like a fence of sorts. It doesn't completely enclose anything, but if this is Cow Camp Road, and there was actually a cow camp, then maybe this fence had something to do with the cow camp. Who knows? But as you can see, maybe they could close it off. Here I can see an area right here where you could perhaps close the area off. So, just a curious thing. And then we've got some footprints here. Who knows what this is? And here's another one crossing. They're too melted to really tell at this point what they are. I would think a small animal because it went under this fence rather than jumping over it. There's no signs that it jumped. So just a observation here, and you can see my footprints. It's always good to know what prints your shoes make because you may need to follow them on the way back out of wherever you go. So we're continuing on up Cow Camp Road now. Here we are, and here is an actual corral, and I think we are truly closing in on the end of this road. The very upper end of Cow Camp Road. How you get from here to Sheep Peak is a puzzle because it looks like we are pretty much surrounded by cliffs. But let's see, maybe there will be some kind of a sign as we approach this area. As we approach the Cow Camp Corral. But I tell you, it does not look like one could head up this canyon unless maybe going straight ahead and then going upward. We'll see, but yeah, cliffs here all around us. So there's definitely not a canyon approach straight ahead. But we did make the end of Cow Camp Road. And I'm thinking that the approach to Sheep Peak, which you definitely can't see from here, would be up over this little ridge here and then around the edge of this large cliff ridge system around the left edge, and then probably take a right turn somewhere over there and then head on up to Sheep Peak. So I don't know, this may not be the very best approach road for Sheep Peak. But on the other hand, we did get to the end of Cow Camp Road. Now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of evidence that anyone actually went over the edge of this little ridge in front of me. So I'm thinking that the true approach to Sheep Peak and Hayford Peak might be on another road. But you wonder why you would have Cow Camp Road and what the value is. And there is a lot of camping in this area. And I do believe over this ridge here is a good trailhead to Sheep Peak. We'll find out. We'll head up the next road along Alamo in a future trip. But another discovery here is that this road, this little Cow Camp Road, is pretty firm. There are only a few places, I think, that were deep enough that in gravel that one would need to walk a bike. And also, there just didn't seem to be any high center areas on this road. One could actually, I'm thinking one could actually come all the way from the headquarters of the Desert National Wildlife Refuge off Corn Creek Road, head up Alamo Road, and actually make this very spot with a two-wheel drive. Don't quote me on this. Take it very carefully, but I just didn't see a whole lot of high center anywhere along this way that you couldn't bypass. So anyway, here we are at the end of Cow Camp Road, where we have found the true cow camp. And if you're into camping, the whole the upper Cow Camp Road has a lot of beautiful little camp spots. Okay. No services, of course. You got to bring everything and then cart everything out. But definitely you could enjoy some real solitude up here in camping. Okay. So, yeah. Some imposing cliffs here. Straight ahead. Definitely not going to summit those. But if you want to go to Sheep Peak, I think head over this ridge. Check out the maps. I seem to remember that that's a possibility. Okay, that concludes our trip up Cow Camp Road. Beautiful little road, the northern section of the Sheep Range in Nevada. And then looking back, of course, a lot of clouds today. We'd be looking straight at Mummy Mountain if those clouds weren't there. And maybe we'll get another shot before the end of the day. Okay. By the way, we are about at 5,300 feet at this point. And wow, if I had brought my bike up here, it took me about 3 hours to get up to this point. Maybe 2.5 hours to 3 hours. I bet I could get back in 15 minutes going downhill. Too bad. Clouds are clearing away. I just need to do one more 360 here. So here you're looking at Mummy Mountain. And then to the left of it, as you look up that incline toward the left side of Mummy Mountain, you're seeing Lee Canyon Road. We pan around and you can see that a lot of snow in the area, snow on the Joshua trees. But it's nice that things are clearing up a bit now. so we can see around us. And then up Cow Camp Road, we just came down from the end of Cow Camp Road, and Cow Camp Road ends in a cliff area. To get up to the Sheep Peak, you'd have to skirt around the left side of that snow-covered rocky ridge. And then let's go ahead and continue to pan around. And you can see the starkness of the cliffs here. And the Joshua trees covered with snow. In a month or so, they'll be showing white flowers. Should be very, very beautiful. We've got some pictures of that on the Gas Peak page of Las Vegas Area Trails, where all the Joshua trees are in bloom. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and run down this road and see if I can make up some time. Took a long time to get up this road, close to between 2.5 and 3 hours. So I'm going to try to get down in less than 2 hours. We'll see. Okay, onward. We're on the way back, but since the clouds have lifted somewhat, let's do a quick 360. And you can see the upper ridge system for the north side of the Sheep Range. And circling around. Gives you an idea of what things look like out here. Signature Nevada landscape. Quick 360, you can see the clouds moving in again. But here you see the northern ridge of the Sheep Range behind this one ridge in the foreground. And I'll get one more shot of it before we're done. Still heading down Cow Camp Road. Around this bend, and we continue down. Let's take a look around here to get the full 360. There you have it. Final 360 up above the canyon. All this will disappear once we get below the canyon. But there you see the Sheep Range. And in the background from these this ridge that's in the foreground, in the background you can see the upper ridge of the Sheep Range, and just maybe some of those mountains up there could be one of them could be Sheep Peak. We don't know. Maybe it's further up. And continuing around, now we're entering the canyon of Cow Camp Road, so maybe this is Cow Camp Canyon. Cow Camp Canyon, where there is camping. Okay. And once we get through the canyon, the other side, we'll be able to see Alamo Road. Okay, onward. Okay, looking up Cow Camp Canyon, and we are emerging from the canyon. And looking down Cow Camp Road. And the Alamo Road is just in front of that ridge system straight ahead. And you can see the upper ridge system of the sheep range up Cow Camp Road. We're emerging from Cow Camp Canyon. Here's Cow Camp Road ahead of us, heading down toward Alamo Road. And since it's a little more clear now than it was earlier, just want to take another 360. And yeah, if you look straight ahead in the center, you see the ribbon of a road. That is Lee Canyon Road. It goes right up to the right side, north side of Mummy Mountain, where Lee Canyon ski area is. And let's just go ahead and continue around here. You can see a ridge in the foreground. Alamo Road continues beyond where we broke off into Cow Camp Road. Alamo Road continues along the base of this ridge system and eventually rises through Sheep Pass, and we'll be taking a shot at how far we can get on a mountain bike in that direction. This has been, so far today, probably a 30-mile round trip with no motorized assistance. All mountain bike and walking and running. But anyway, yeah, now you get a clearer view of the whole area because some of the clouds have lifted. Okay, let's continue down Cow Camp Road. Another 360 since the clouds have lifted. Now you can see the whole upper spine of the sheep range. I'll zoom in a little bit. Still on Cow Camp Road. Northern end of the sheep range. Now we're looking at La Madre Mountains wilderness. And then moving over to the right, we're looking straight at Mummy Mountain. And then we're almost back at Alamo Road. And Alamo Road parallels this ridge system. And then goes over Sheep Pass. And here you see Cow Camp Road. And there's the complete 360.